avid listeners. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Fat Trans Charlie Vega by Crystal Maldonado. So, I have to say I love this book. It follows Charlie. She's in high school. She is overweight. She acknowledges that she's overweight. And what I think is great is that she is learning to love herself, love her body, respect her body as it is. And she owns being fat. She calls herself fat in the novel quite a lot. And I think it's really empowering to take ownership of a word that's kind of thrown around as an insult. I do like that she is taking ownership of that. And I have to say I really resonated with this novel a lot because I'm not overweight. I'm 135 pounds. When I was reading the book, I was 145. Quarantine weight and post-baby weight. So I was having a lot of issues myself with my figure, not being able to fit in my clothes. And it was really depressing for me. So I read this book at a really good time that it really empowered me to relearn to love my body and to love my figure as it is. Do I want to fit into my clothes from my pre-pregnancy clothes? Of course. But I'm not hating my body anymore. And I have to say that I owe it all to this book, and I owe it all to Charlie Vega, because she's really empowering, because she does have these self-doubts. Of course, I think we all go through those moments where we kind of hate something about ourselves, our hair, our face. We go through moments where we hate something about ourselves because we are not fitting into what society is defining as beautiful. And I kind of hate that there's this definition of what society deems as beautiful, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there is beauty in everything that we are. And I'm 100% against fatphobia as well. Like with models, I may be 135 pounds, but I hate that phrase, plus size model. Why can't they just be called a model? Why is this definition of a model someone who is super thin? No, a model is anyone who models clothes, right? Why do they have to get their own kind of special label to it? And then, that's something that this novel makes you think about, about your appearance and about how you look and about how you have to learn to respect how other people look and how other people dress. And we shouldn't just put people into boxes. I hate putting people into boxes. I'm all about breaking out of the box. I'm a weirdo and I own it. And I really loved what Maldonado was able to do with this novel and with Charlie Vega. She taps into all those insecurities that Charlie faces, and she uses them to empower her. Charlie's also, I love her. And I pity her. She has a very tense relationship with her mother, who, trust me, I get this relationship. This was 100% relatable to me, where her mother has a lot of fat phobia. Her mother just doesn't appreciate her. Her mother is constantly kind of putting her down. And there is this wall between mother and daughter that they're unable to really break away, because her mother doesn't really know how to talk to her in a endearing and polite way. Her mother really does have fat phobia, which really puts, Charlie down. And, when Charlie finally gets a relationship, with someone who's not, perfect physique, her mother puts her down that as well. Her mother is just toxic, honestly. I was not a fan of her mother. And I just kind of pity Charlie for being in this relationship, and I empathize with her, really, because wow. I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, this sounds a lot like my own relationship with my mother. And I think a lot of girls kind of have this relationship with their mother where they feel like they're imperfect to their mother's standards. And I think that happens a lot because moms tend to see themselves a lot in their daughters more than their sons. So there's a lot of tension and there's a lot of depth in this mother-daughter relationship. She also has a best friend who is, star athlete, smart, beautiful, great relationship with her parents, and she has a lot of kind of resentment for her friend as well. And then there's another blowout with them as well. And, it's a lot of realistic fiction. I think we've all been in these situations that Charlie finds herself in, where we are second guessing ourselves in comparison to other people, or we are feeling insecure about ourselves because of the way other people talk to us and the way we see ourselves compared to other people. So I think it was empowering to follow Charlie on this journey to really love her body and really stand up for herself and say, no, this is me. I'm happy, I'm healthy, just let me be. She really does take a stand. She overcomes those anxieties. She really does a fight to love herself and learn to love herself. And I really think that that's a great journey of personal growth that we as readers are happy to embark on. It's a very realistic novel. It's incredibly compelling, it's relatable, it's thought-provoking, it's heartwarming. It's so many things that I ultimately loved. And on an emotional level, this is definitely a story that I was able to connect to for a lot of reasons that I've already named. It's so well written. The pacing is well done. The story itself is constructed in such a wonderful way. I have to highly recommend this novel because it's one of those novels where you're just kind of blown away by how good it is. And you're blown away by how realistic and emotional the story is as a whole. It just really highlights many of the problems in society as well as high school. I mean, there's so much peer pressure in high school to look a certain way and act a certain way. And I love that Charlie just stays true to herself. She's a writer. She wants to write. She's creative. She's imaginative. She has the courage to really put herself out there with her stories. And I think that that's so great that she finds her empowerment in her writing and she's able to translate that to herself and be herself truly. And I honestly loved it. So this was Fat Chance Charlie Vega. I have to go ahead and give it 5 stars. I mean, it really is an amazing novel. It is so compassionate and thoughtful. It's really great for anyone who is struggling to love themselves. Someone who was in that position when I was reading this novel, I definitely can say it helped me. It really did give me something to be like, she loves herself. I need to love myself. I should love myself. There's something wrong with me. It was one of those. It's a novel that touches you to your core because of how relatable it is and how realistic it is and just how compelling the characterization and plot are. It's a journey for the reader as much as it is for Charlie Vega. So once again, Fat Chance Charlie Vega gets 5 stars from Sin's Workshop. I hope you all will go ahead and purchase this book. You can purchase it off of bookshop.org. If money's tight, please check out the book from your local library. And I hope you all will continue to support me and this podcast by liking it, subscribing, and sharing it with all your book loving friends. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.